Learning Disabilities by Milanaj. While research still continues as to why LD happens, there are some known causes for learning disabilities. One is genetics. If a child has a mother or a father who is diagnosed with a learning disability, then the child has a higher chance of having one also. In other words, it's in the genes. Also, factors in pregnancy. Many times mothers who are pregnant may make poor choices such as smoking, drinking large amounts of alcohol, or using drugs. If the child is premature or has a very low birth rate, these factors often lead to children having a learning disability once he or she begins school. Another cause is factors during delivery of the baby. If there's a trauma to the baby during delivery, such as delayed oxygen, the baby stands a greater chance of having a learning disability. Another cause is early childhood factors. Many factors from early childhood could lead to learning disabilities. These include seizures, a poor learning environment, abuse, isolation, or neglect. Of course, a child who experiences one or some of these factors does not necessarily mean that he or she will be learning disabled. Also, another cause is brain trauma or tumors. Any type of physical trauma to the brain can be a factor in developing a learning disability. Some characteristics of learning disabled children are as follows: immature emotionally and socially, spacey, the child can't make any choices, the child can't stay with an activity, the child is distractible and impulsive, knows rules but does not apply, his academic skills are very slow in developing, socially he's off base, he's unaccepted by his peers, he has a poor memory, the child is easily frustrated and will not take risks. If a parent or the child's teacher sees that the child may have trouble learning, a parent should pursue a learning disabilities assessment. First, the parent should have the child's hearing and vision tested. Perhaps the child just needs a hearing aid or a pair of glasses. If hearing and vision are fine, then the child should receive a learning disabilities evaluation. Parents have a federally mandated right to request a learning disabilities evaluation for their child at the school district's expense. The most widely used model to test for a learning disability is the discrepancy model. The child will receive an educational evaluation consisting of academic achievement testing and a psychological evaluation consisting of an IQ test. If a discrepancy exists between the results of the two evaluations, particularly if a child has a high IQ but performs poorly on the achievement tests, the child may have a learning disability. A child who does not show an IQ achievement discrepancy may still qualify for services if he or she performs poorly in one or more academic areas. An educational evaluation may be performed by a school psychologist or by a private professional trained to test for learning disabilities. And the psychological evaluation, the IQ test, must be administered by a licensed psychologist. One important educational approach that is used is differentiated instruction. Differentiated instruction is designed to improve access to the general education curriculum by adapting instruction to each student's diverse learning needs. In other words, instruction is adjusted in response to the individual's readiness, interests, and learning profile, whether the student is struggling or accelerated. Thus, different instruction methods might be employed for members of a class who are all learning the same content. Flexible grouping practices are one simple way to differentiate instruction. Students with comparable abilities and achievement can be grouped so that the pace of their instruction can be different from that of other groups. Or students might be assigned to heterogeneous groups where students complement each other's strengths and can help each other as they solve problems or complete assignments. At some point with almost every student with a disability, teachers take a direct approach by providing instruction that is individually determined, validated, explicit, intensive, and sustained. These key features of differentiated instruction can be critical to students with disabilities being able to master important skills needed to succeed in the general education classroom.